Good morning, crew and Nikki. It's Sunday, last Sunday in January, whatever date that happens to be. I'm not going to try to figure it out right now. But we had a productive day yesterday. Actually, let me tell you, I'm going to show you the remodel and then talk about some other stuff. So this is what's happened in our home. So yes, you still see these lights. The flooring is done all but the last edge over here into this little nook, and he's going to set up the threshold into the bathroom there, but the rest of the flooring is all done, and the cabinetry has all arrived. So yesterday Ron installed the cabinetry, and you can see it looks pretty nice. I think we're happy with it at this point. So this is the island, obviously, and the dishwasher is going to go right there. So that's our new appliance, Nikki. Sink, and then the rest of this will be a bar on the back, so that those cabinets are, the counter will extend a foot past the edge of that. So over here, we've got the other cabinetry, and this is the only overhead cabinet we have right here. So this is prep space. That's going to be the stove right there, and we'll put, actually we are going to buy a new microwave as well to go in there, Nikki, so that's two new appliances, so I can't feel quite as superior to you about being frugal. This will be in more prep space here, and then a refrigerator will go right here. Actually, that refrigerator will go right there. So yeah, the other thing that Ron did yesterday, which I'm inexplicably excited about, is he replaced the light switches with more modern switches, and the outlets as well. So we've got these more modern looking outlets, which for some reason has me all kind of giddy. And it's funny because, like, you can see that this one's kind of crooked on the wall, and it's just like, that's how the boxes were put in beforehand. But yeah, so actually one of the cool things I'm going to do, and I don't know if I talked about this before, is I think I'm going to use this cabinet right here, and we're going to drill a hole through the floor and put in a piece of conduit and make this my my MDF, my main distribution facility. And we're going to put a patch panel in there and a network switch, and bring in the internet hopefully right there, and then patch it out to the rest of the house. Originally we talked about doing it over here, but this is the smallest cabinet, and I think that this one will end up working well, and I can take out maybe one of those shelves, and we'll see. We'll configure it however works. So yeah, we also have these. These are two big, tall cabinets, and we're going to figure out what to do with those once we get going here. But we're talking about putting them on casters so that we can move them if we have to, because Sarah likes to rearrange things, and we weren't sure where we wanted them to go. So I think it would be cool to have them on casters, and then be able to put them various places. So yeah, so the counter guy will be coming on Monday morning at 8 o'clock, and he will be measuring to see where to put counters, and then they'll manufacture the counters, and he said they should be done by Friday. So I don't know if that means installing the counters Friday or if it means installing them Monday, but regardless, getting pretty close. And so the flooring guy should finish the flooring over there on Monday, and then he'll probably start sanding. I mean, I don't know, if he finishes that on Monday, I don't know, depending on how far he gets, he can sand this whole area. And so we may, at that point, go spend some time at my mother-in-law's house, because the sanding, and I don't know if he's finishing or not. I suspect he's not going to be finishing until we're completely done. And I guess we need, need to stain the beams. And then there'll be trim work, and then pulling the cable, and there's some electrical work, plumbing work, obviously, for the sink here, and then the natural gas plumbing over here for the stove. So, yeah, I guess that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So other news, what was I going to talk about? Oh, hey Sarah, I played a gig on Friday, and it was
great.
Yeah, Sarah's not biased at all, but down at Great Pacific, and it was really cool. So I don't know, I played about 14, 15 songs or something. Actually, I played more songs than the actual feature band. Not that means anything, but so I got Jared to come down with me, and I think I mentioned this. I did the open mic on Thursday, and he asked me to play, and so Jared hadn't been at the open mic, but I called Jared as soon as I got home to see if he'd go down and play with me, just because it's nice to have that support of somebody else with you, and he's a good musician too, which always helps. So yeah, I went down, and it was packed. The place was packed, and as Sarah said, the median age there was probably our age or a little older. Although, Great Pacific, for Nikki's benefit, it's a wine. It's a little cafe, and it's kind of a hippie kind of hangout, but they have a lot of wine, and they do gourmet dark chocolate, and they have gourmet pizza and sandwiches and other things, and they do a lot of live music. They've built a stage on one end that's almost done. It was good enough to play on, and so they had brought in a band called what was the band called? Lost Lander from Portland, and they were really good. I actually really enjoyed playing. But anyway, the place was packed, and it was a demographic that was into the music that I did, which was really cool. And people listened and seemed to enjoy it, and so yeah, it was a really positive experience, and a lot of fun. Sorry, I spilled some water on the hardwood in here, but I guess we'll be okay. So so I was all jazzed about that, and then afterward I was talking to Jared and saying, we should play more together, and he said, well, why don't you just make some recordings of a bunch of songs the way you do them live and just email them to me. So yesterday I sat down and I actually recorded 18 songs, and I'll record a few more today to send off to him, and just give them to him, and then he can, if he wants to, at his leisure. And the thing about Jared, he's a real musician. He's he understands music theory, and he's a really good guitarist, and it's just really fun to play with him, just because I sit down and play, and I just kind of do what I do, and he fills in all the gaps and carries me along. But he likes my singing voice, and so it works out. And try to make sure that he's compensated for his efforts. So yeah, anyway, it was fun. Sarah is so rude. I cannot believe she's running water while I'm making the video. Anyway, I'm going to go because I'm probably 15 minutes or over. Still dead.